Imagine an 82-year-old lady living quietly in her flat. Her children are far away, mobility is tricky, and loneliness has become an unwelcome roommate. Now, imagine she introduces you to Mr. Whiskers, a soft robotic cat who purrs, snuggles, and listens, and requires nothing more than a bit of attention and maybe a fresh set of batteries. That scenario might feel futuristic, but it's very real. Older adults across the globe are increasingly turning to robotic pets to combat loneliness, and the data supporting this is no toy story. Why loneliness in older adults is no joking matter. As people age, the social fabric often shifts. Retirement means fewer daily colleagues, health issues limit mobility, friends or partners may pass on, and family may live far away. The result is that many older adults find themselves isolated or craving consistent companionship. A 2025 review of digital social robots concluded that people living alone or with fewer social connections are especially vulnerable to loneliness. In one US-based study of older adults, it was noted that about 1 in 3 adults aged 45 or older reported experiencing loneliness. The health implications of such loneliness are serious. Loneliness in older adults has been associated with higher risk of depression, cognitive decline, cardiovascular issues, and even mortality comparable to other major risk factors. So when someone says, just get a pet, the reality is much more complicated. Mobility, cost, allergies, and care responsibilities all become hurdles. The rise of the RoboPet. Enter the era of robotic pets, machines disguised as comforting companions. They're not science fiction anymore. One of the more notable lines is the Companion Pets range from the company behind the brand Joy for All, robotic cats and dogs designed specifically for older adults. Another familiar model is the seal-shaped therapeutic robot Pero, developed in Japan and used in nursing home and hospital settings. These pets are deliberately designed to provide tactile comfort, soft fur, respond to touch or voice, make realistic sounds, blink or wag tails, and most importantly, they don't require feeding, walking outside in the rain, or vet bills. That makes them especially appropriate for older adults who want companionship but find real animal care burdensome. Evidence they work? Yes, the machines have feelings, sort of. You might think this is gimmick tech, but the research says otherwise. A prominent study investigated older adults' experiences with interactive robotic pets, including the Joy for All line, and found improvements in loneliness and depression scores. A 2021 review of low-cost robotic pets for older adults concluded that such devices yielded benefits similar to those achieved during animal-assisted therapies, including improved cardiovascular measures, reduction in loneliness, decreased agitation, and increased feelings of pleasure. One qualitative study of community-dwelling older adults, i.e., living in their own homes, found that those with fewer social connections and less active lifestyles derived the most comfort from a robotic pet. They cuddled with it, introduced it to visitors, and felt it helped spark conversation. More recent reports show programs distributing robotic pets in senior housing and care homes. In Rochester, New York, for example, older adults were given Joy for All pets via a local aging organization and reported that these companions helped calm anxiety and provide comfort when real pets weren't feasible. In short, yes, they genuinely help reduce loneliness and improve emotional well-being, especially in older adults who live alone or have fewer social connections. Why older adults are choosing robo-pets and not just real pets. If you've ever had a dog, cat, or parrot, you know what you signed up for. Food, vet visits, walking, litter trays, hair on your clothes, and the occasional "I'm timed out of energy" meltdown. For older adults, particularly those with mobility issues, chronic health conditions, or living in assisted care facilities, these responsibilities can be overwhelming. Robotic pets offer a practical alternative: companionship without complexity. Additionally, many senior living facilities or care homes have strict rules about live pets due to allergies, falls, hygiene, or staffing. Robotic pets bypass those barriers since they don't bite, don't need walks, and don't bring fleas. Safety is also a key factor. Older adults living with dementia or mobility limitations can accidentally harm real animals or vice versa. Robotic pets remove that risk entirely. They are designed to be robust, safe, and predictable. And there's an emotional dimension. Many older people worry about what happens to their pet if they fall ill or are hospitalized. Who cares for Fluffy? With a robotic pet, that worry fades. They can still have a companion even if their circumstances change. With great potential comes important caveats. Let's be clear, robotic pets are not a replacement for human companionship. Several studies emphasize they're most effective when paired with real human contact, and not as a total substitute. Also, while many early studies show positive outcomes, long-term research is still limited. One community-dwelling study noted that much of its data was based on short-term use and recommended more longitudinal trials. Cost and adoption are other concerns. Some robotic pets are moderately priced, but others in healthcare settings may be expensive. Some older adults may resist technology, especially if it feels cold or complicated. Implementation in facilities has logistic, training, and maintenance requirements. Finally, there's an ethical question. Could giving someone a robot pet lead to fewer real human visitors under the guise of "they've got that companion now"? Some critics worry that could happen. However, the research to date suggests these pets often spark more human interaction, not less. Yes, we're giving Grandpa a robot dog. Across the US, state aging offices and care organizations are piloting robotic pet interventions. For instance, a program in Washington, D.C. paired seniors with battery-powered companion animals to ease isolation. In New York, tens of thousands of animatronic pets have been distributed to socially isolated older adults. One article noted that gift recipients reported feeling that someone is here listening to me. Companies are leaning into this market. The Joy for All Companion Pets website advertises fur feels, purrs, bark sounds, and the tagline, "Play has no age limit." Recognizing older adults are actively seeking joy and engagement. So yes, this is not a fringe idea. It's part of a broad, growing movement where technology meets senior well-being. The tech plus human mix. When an older adult pats a robotic cat, they trigger a cascade of good feelings: tactile stimulation, voice recognition, response sounds, and the feeling of being needed or partnered with something. That triggers endorphins, reduces stress, and gives a small but steady dose of companionship. Moreover, because the device is constant and predictable, for someone whose world is changing, mobility decreasing, friends gone, routines disrupted, that reliability matters. It becomes part of the day, something to look forward to. Some devices are being designed with even more interactivity: conversation prompts, reminders, companionship routines that can help users stay mentally engaged. The key is that these robotic pets aren't trying to replace humans. They're assisting the quality of life humans still provide. The pet may purr, but the laughter, the talk, the shared gaze still happens with a person. A quick peek into the future. The research community is ramping up studies. For example, a 2025 study is exploring how a robotic seal may ease loneliness in older adults living with dementia, bringing further rigor to this space. We're also seeing more attention paid to assistive social robots broadly, not just those that look like pets. The field is moving toward machines that can talk, remind, monitor, interact, and adapt to older adults' routines. What this means for you or your grandparents is, expect more choice, better design, and hopefully lower cost. A decade ago, a high-functioning robot pet might have been expensive and clunky. Today, they're more refined, more acceptable, and more purpose-built for older adults. Should Grandma get a robot cat? Let's imagine a short dialogue. Grandchild: Gran, do you want a real cat again? Gran: oh dear, I don't dare. I can hardly bend down to clean a litter box, and I'm worried I'll outlive it or it'll injure itself. Grandchild: what if you got a robotic cat? No litter, no vet, no wrinkles on the forehead when it's 10 years old. Gran: that actually sounds delightful. If this makes you smile, you've got the right instinct. For many older adults, robotic pets offer a practical, emotionally rich piece of companionship that real pets simply can't always deliver under their circumstances. They won't replace the warmth of a human hug or the live fur of a kitten's nose, but they fill a gap that many seniors face, the gap of safe, consistent, responsive companionship when everything else feels uncertain. So yes, seniors buying robotic pets is very much grounded in real need, backed by emerging research, and driven by a mix of emotional, practical, and technological factors. If you're wondering whether it's just a gimmick, the evidence suggests it's not. It's a smart, thoughtful solution for a very real problem. And hey, who wouldn't want a companion who purrs on demand, never wakes you at 3 a.m., and doesn't hide in the neighbor's yard? If you enjoyed this deep dive into how robotic pets are changing the lives of seniors, make sure you don't leave without hitting that like and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, stay curious, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video.